one American household now and examine the effect the pandemic has had on the education of one individual student. I recently got a chance to talk to 11-year-old Daisy Hampton from New York City and her mom, Jennifer. Daisy is getting set to start the 7th grade, and we began our discussion by looking back at the transition to remote learning last spring. Daisy told me what that was like.
It was weird to get used to, and they were also figuring out how to get the kids who don't have access to computers or don't have access to the internet but do have the devices, like how to help them.
Did you notice when you were remote learning, I don't know if it was a Zoom, could you see other students or not see other students, people who just weren't there anymore?
I recall hearing teachers saying, has anyone heard from so-and-so?
Yeah.
I've been reaching out, haven't heard from her in days, so I could hear the teachers in the background asking children that. So there were definitely kids that sort of dropped, off the scape there. They were not able to reach the teachers. I think that was really a challenge, keeping kids engaged and any sense of community.
So that led Jennifer Hampton to make a tough choice. Because the school Daisy went to last year is only meeting in person 1 day a week to start the year, Jennifer found a smaller school for her daughter to attend in person 5 days a week. But that doesn't mean it was an easy choice.
I made the decision again because I just feel for Daisy's emotional health. It's better for her to be in person if she can, as long as the numbers are low. We are very cautious people, so as much as I have some misgivings that goodness, what if she does get sick and comes home? Right now, we're seeing my parents. Does this mean we won't be able to see them? All those thoughts do run through my mind. But I do think that this school has the ability. It's going to have small classes of 10 kids. They're under masks, socially distanced, and I believe that they'll be very well within the CDC guidelines. So I feel safe at this point.
After seeing the way the pandemic hampered learning and communication, Daisy started her own nonprofit. It's called Including You. The organization's mission statement says Including You, quote, aims to lead children through fun activities while building a lasting friendship. It says we mentor students who, whether due to disabilities or income inequality, face obstacles in their educational journeys. I asked Daisy why she started Including You.
Because I wanted all kids to feel connected and supported by their peers. And not everyone feels this way, especially during the pandemic. So I wanted to help solve this issue.
There was a tweet that you guys put out from the Including You Twitter account that said that you guys are working on hopefully getting some devices into the hands of students who don't have them. How's that going?
We were able to get tablets given to kids in the Mississippi Delta, which is one of the poorest areas in the country. I also read that 1 in 4 low-income students don't have access to a computer, so we started raising funds to provide computers for our mentees that don't have access to them, and now we're training to start tutoring a group of kids from the Mississippi Delta.
That would be a big program to start for an adult. You're 11 and you decided to do this. That's pretty amazing. What have you gotten to talk to any of these students yet yourself?
We had our first meeting. It was basically like an info session, and I was just telling them about all the qualities of a mentor, like guidance, maturity, patience, that make you a good mentor and a good role model for your mentee. I told them about Including You and all the different ways to get involved with it.
Jennifer, maybe you could tell me a little bit more about how Daisy, was there a moment that she said, hey, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. Did she come to you and say something? How did this all kind of come about?
During the pandemic, here we are locked in our home, in our apartment, not leaving for months, right? And we are seeing what all these essential workers are doing, how much people are sacrificing for the well-being of others, and it makes people sort of turn inward, and I think everybody wanted to do something. And Daisy helped out, making calls to seniors for wellness checks, and she was writing letters to essential workers and things. And then she, came up with this partially because she saw that kids in her class were sort of suffering. Some of them were not engaged in their schoolwork, weren't able to do it. So she recognized that kids of different income levels were experiencing remote learning differently. And she also was a best buddy to a child with developmental disabilities, and just was communicating by email with them. And so she sort of came up with this idea and said that, Mom, I really want to, help with these kids and bring them together. And she came in with this whole little plan, which was really wonderful. I was so proud of her.
As well she should be. We wish Daisy and her mom well, both in the classroom and with Including You. And that'll do it for this Fox News Radio special. We hope hearing from the